Hello. I just want to crystallize for you like what's going on right now with the tariff war with the United States versus China. Okay. So I've been paying attention to this like for a long time because um, I walk in the prophetic and the Lord gave me some information about Russia and China in 2014. I have proof of that. Actually, if you look down under the video, I'll put a blog under this video and you can check out the blog because I don't want to get too sidetracked or whatever. And I have a lot more proof. But so this is the problem, my friends. What we're seeing right now is a struggle between the free world and the authoritarian world. And according to the Bible, the free world is going to eventually lose this struggle. I'm sad to say. But this is why it's important for me to give you this message right now. Is that I don't know about you, but I'm not going down easy. I'm going down fighting. Okay. So we have America, which is a free country. Okay. Our people, our people can get on social media. Their people can't get on social media. Okay. So you have a government in China who uses slave labor, currency manipulation. They cheat on trade. Okay, people in their factories. Come on now, people in the United States are at Amazon, play not factories but warehouses are saying that Amazon is abusing their rights. Okay, that they can't go to the bathroom and things of this nature, and they're stressed out or whatever. What do you think is going on in China? Hello? America is a free country. We have unions. We have um, even in even in states that don't have the right to unionize. We have laws. Okay, we have labor. We have a labor department. When back in 20, let's see, it was probably like 2007 or something like that. I'm working at T-Mobile. I get a check in the mail. No. I'm working at Amerigroup Insurance in Virginia Beach. And I get a check in the mail from the labor department because when I was working at T-Mobile in Colorado Springs, beautiful place, by the way, I got to go back and see it. I was working a lot of overtime, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, and they didn't pay me the money. I got a nice fat check from T-Mobile. It felt good. I was like, I don't know, 24, 25 years old. Got a nice fat check from T-Mobile. It was like $1,000 or something like that. $800, $1,000. I can't remember. It was a nice fat check that came in the mail. I didn't know it was coming. They found me somehow. You know, they knew where I was. They sent me a check in the mail. Come on now. This is America. Okay, we have opportunity. Okay, we have freedom to do anything that we want to do. And if you look on the internet, maybe we shouldn't have as much freedom as we have, but we have the freedom, thank God. Okay, that we can make the choices that we want to make. And guess what's going on in the media right now? When I do my research, because I do my research every day, because I have to know what's going on, so I can tell the people what's going on. As a man of God, as a man who God has shown the future, and I have prophesied things that have great events. Again, look at the blog down below this video if you don't believe me. And as a man who God is using greatly to tell the world what's going on, to tell the people in the United States what's going on, I have to say this to you, okay? I have to pay attention to the news. And when I watch the news, what I see is that people in the Western world, people in Europe, the news agencies in Europe and the United States, this is what they're doing. They're siding with the authoritarian part of the world. Now, why are they doing that for? This is very important for you to understand, because you're free and you can watch this video. This is important because these people are not freedom-loving people. And that's the reason why if we lose, or I should say when we lose in this world, freedom, and we come to a one world government, because that's where we're moving towards. Do you see what's going on? We're moving toward a one world government, and I've been on social media. I have proof of that. I've been saying it. Watch it. We're moving toward a one world government, and it's happening fast. Okay. So when we move toward a one world government, it's not going to be freedom. It's not going to be like you see on Star Trek. Okay, I'm a Trekkie. It's not going to be like that. It's not going to be like, oh, everyone's happy. There's no more poverty. There's no more crime. There's no, oh, this is like a utopia. They have always, the devil has always been trying to tell us it would be better if we just listen to him and go against God. And this is going to increase as we come toward the end of days and the return of Jesus Christ to the earth. We're going to see, Jesus says, I have come that you might have life and life more abundantly. Jesus has come to set the captives free. But you know what Satan likes to do? He likes to kill, steal, and destroy. China, Russia, Iran, North Korea. Come on. But not just them. The problem is that when Russia invaded Ukraine, and it was Russia versus the Western world, with the Democrats ahead of the Western world, with Joe Biden and Kamala Harris and Europe, I said, who's the good guy? Who's the good guy here? Why? Because the liberal progressives in Europe and America, they're just as bad almost as the Chinese and the Russians and the North Koreans and the Iranians. Why? Because they are not freedom-loving people. I want you to get this. This is a battle between freedom, Donald Trump and the Republican Party, and the freedom-loving countries in the world, the freedom-loving people in the world versus China and the authoritarian countries that do not love freedom. They want to put their foot down on your neck. They want to tell you what to do. And so that's what's going on right now. President Trump decided to stand up to these people in 2016 when he ran the first time. I put out my prophetic words about Russia and China in 2014. Okay. So, and I haven't released everything yet. I'm doing a video where I'm going to release like everything, to really show you my prophetic background. Okay. But we just need to understand what's going on here. Okay. I don't want people to be in the dark, because God gave me this information so that people will have light. The light would shine into the darkness, because they're trying to pull the wool over your head. I saw last night, I was actually working, and I was listening to videos while I was driving. And so I was listening to some YouTube videos while I was driving. And so I didn't see it. But I heard a video last night, and they were breaking down. It was this liberal organization. Was it Bloomberg? I think it was Bloomberg. I'm not really sure. They're breaking down the tariffs, and they're protecting China. Is Trump telling the truth about China's currency manipulation? Everybody knows that China is cheating on currency. Everybody knows that China is cheating on trade. Everybody knows that. So when I see these headlines from the UK, from Germany, our supposed freedom-loving allies, you see that they're slanted toward China big time. Now, they don't want China to dump their goods into their markets, but they don't mind China dumping their goods into our markets. Is that a friend? Is that an ally? I don't think so. And this is why Vice President J.D. Vance slammed them when Trump and Vance first came into office, and Vance went to Europe, and he was talking about, you guys do not respect freedom of speech. You guys are being too tough on your citizens, because they're speaking up against the bad things that are going on in your countries. Talking to the NATO countries. So we need to understand as citizens in the free world, exactly what's going on. And that is that there's a lot of billionaires. There's a lot of people, as we know, in the social media realm, who they seem to be playing nice right now because Trump is in office. But wait until a Democrat gets back into office. Okay, we've seen how it happens before, right? But also, we need to know that the battle is about freedom versus authoritarian governments. And so the Bible says that the devil loves to put people in captivity. And the Bible said that Jesus came so that he could set the captives free, so that he can heal the brokenhearted, so that he can preach the acceptable year of the Lord, so that he can help the poor. And these governments, they don't care about the poor. They don't care about the weak. They don't care about, they're going to put you in captivity. Slave labor, the Uyghurs in China, So these people who in Europe and the United States are talking out both sides of their mouth. We don't want to go nowhere else with that because we could with our metaphors or whatever. But the thing is that these people are saying, oh yeah, we love freedom. We love freedom. We're for the people. And then they're rooting for China to beat Trump in this trade war where he's standing up for the American people. He's standing up for the poor and the middle class. He's standing up when he closes the border. He's standing up for the minority groups who are already here in this country, who are trying to make a living. He's standing up for the people who have dealt with inflation for the last 4 years under Joe Biden and the Democrat administration overspending the money. Trump is cleaning up what happened from the last 20 or 30 years of American presidents, Republican and Democrats, who allowed these trade deals to go through and allowed us to be fleeced, our middle class and the poor people for being fleeced, and our rents to go up because of the illegal immigration and the drug trade from China through Mexico. Okay, so he's standing up for it and he's trying to clean it up, and we're blaming him for actually doing the tough things that adults have to do when you actually go to clean stuff up. It's tough. Support him instead. Europe should be supporting him against China. Come on, against China, that's an easy one. And they're supporting China. The Democrats in America, and there are some who are actually supporting the tariffs. I don't know how much, but I have heard them say, China does cheat. But I'm watching these videos last night again, listening to them, and there are so many videos on YouTube that are supportive of China, and they want them to win this trade war. Do you understand what happens if China wins this trade war? Do you understand what happens if China and Russia continue their military buildup? And North Korea and Iran, they're all one. They're all working as one. That was one of my prophetic words that was true. Okay? Russia and China are working as one. Nobody was talking about that back in 2014. I said that. And so we must really understand what is going on. We must really understand what is at stake right now for our liberty, for our freedom, for our children, for our grandchildren. We must really understand what is going on, what is at stake. We can't be asleep. We have to wake up right now. Support President Trump. Support what he's doing. This is not about politics. This is about our livelihoods. This is about our financial system. This is about our blessings. Okay? And God is watching us. God is watching to see what we do. As always, we think that we have free reign to do whatever we want to do, and that's not true. That's a lie from the devil. Come on. Whoever has free reign to do whatever they want to do in this world? That was never true. We have to answer to somebody. Everybody has to answer to somebody. Everybody has a boss. Hello? Yeah. And he's the big boss. And the good thing is that he's good. He's good and he's loving. And what China is doing is exactly what Satan would do. Of course, America's not perfect, but again, we have a free country. You're free to do things that you shouldn't really be able to do, really. I mean, come on. So how much freedom do you want? Okay? I mean, how much freedom do you want, right? And I don't care that people are free to do those things. It's just that our culture needs to change because we're destroying ourselves. So that's the only reason why I mentioned that for. But we're free. You can't get no more free than we are right now. So we have to protect our freedoms. And if we allow China to destroy our manufacturing base on purpose, well, they have a manufacturing base. So guess what? So they can build missiles. They can make bombs and ships. Boom, knocking them out, knocking them out, knocking them out. China is a juggernaut right now, and America has been on the decline. That's why Trump made the slogan, "Make America Great Again." But it's more than a slogan. It's a mission. It's a goal to make America great again, bringing back the manufacturing jobs, destroy the American dependence on fentanyl, get the negative cultural impact of TikTok out of our country by taking it away from China. Why do you think TikTok is so negative to our culture? Because China, it was on purpose. It was on purpose. And that's one thing that we have bipartisan agreement on, thankfully. But we need more unity in the United States. We need more understanding about what's going on in the United States, but also around the world, because China is building the Belt and Road Initiative so that they could bring all of these countries together to bring down the United States. And that's not going to be good for the world. It's not going to be good for the world. People can talk about the United States all they want, but we're the ones who are keeping the trade routes open all across the world. We're the ones that are fighting the Houthis. We're the ones that are fighting terror. We're the ones that are losing our blood and losing our boys and girls all over the world for the last 100 years. But let's not even count World War I, really. Let's just say, but we should. But let's just go back to World War II, 1939, 1940, 1941, when we entered the war. So the last 80 years, it's been America spending the money to make sure that we're free. Going to Iraq to free Kuwait, the first Gulf War. Going to defend Saudi Arabia from Iraq. Okay? Going to Afghanistan after September 11th, when we were attacked. And we lost 3,000 of our citizens to a terror attack. Going to fight ISIS. It's been America. It's been America when natural disasters happen all over the world. It hasn't been China. It hasn't been Russia. It hasn't been North Korea. It hasn't been Iran. They don't even treat their own people good. Their own people can't see these videos that are defending China on YouTube. And that's what's going on right now, is that we have a lot of people in our governments and in our country, unfortunately, that are sympathetic to China more so than they are our president, who is fighting for our rights and fighting for our freedoms and saying that this is a national emergency. I don't know if you're hearing it or not. If you're so flooded by these liberal, progressive messages that are you know, pumping up China, and China needs to stand up to the United States, and stand up to Trump, and Trump's tariffs are destroying the world economy and things of this nation. He's destroying the world order. Do you see what's going on? If Trump did not act, if Trump did not do something, China was going to overtake the United States. And that's not good for the world. That's not good for freedom in the world. And unfortunately, this is what I see as a person who has been studying prophecy since I was in high school. Someone who God has raised up in order to understand all of the different moving parts that are going on right now, socially, geopolitically, politically in the United States, geopolitically in the world, history, and all of these things. I love all of these things, culturally in the United States, and spiritually, of course. I understand on every level what's going on. I've seen everything. I've been affected by all of these different things. A great book, The Late Great Planet Earth, by Hal Lindsey. I read it when I was in high school. I'll put it under this video as well, so you can check that out. Actually, I just ordered it again for me and my son, so we're gonna start reading that. But the thing is that we have to understand, this is another big point here. There are more bad people in the world than there are good people. And that's the reason why, unfortunately, evil is going to win over the good. And we will have a one world government that will be led by Satan. And he will be the Antichrist. Satan will enter the body of a man. That doesn't sound good, does it? And he will be ahead of the one world government. It would be an authoritarian government. They would institute the mark of the beast, which is 666. And you would not be able to buy or sell unless you have the mark of the beast. Unfortunately, if you have the mark of the beast, you're going to hell. And so it's, like cattle, put a mark on it, a mark. Like your cattle, you're Satan's property. That's what that means. And so, this is where, do you see where Satan's trying to lead us down to? He's trying to lead people. Oh, if I can get China on top of the world, if I can get China as one of the major powers in the world, boom, check. If I can get Europe to be authoritarian, almost. So this is check. They got this part. Check. All they need is this. So if I can get America to be authoritarian, well, it's possible. If they can collapse America, if they can bring us from here to here and bring China, if this is America and this is China, and the authoritarian and all of the authoritarian nations in the world, if this is America, and if we can bring America down and bring them up, then we can get a one world government. Do you see the plan? If we can put them up here and America right here, this is what's going on in the trade war right now. The dollar is in the balance. The state of the American economy, which helps the American military, which enables the American military to be what it is being challenged right now while we're propping up the Chinese economy and military. Now you tell me if this is a good idea or not. America, freedom. China, authoritarian. And Europe, they're not on America's side. They never were on American side. America was on their side. I would argue that. Okay? Europe are the king of colonialism. I would put them on the authoritarian side. They're the king of money. They're the king of I want to make money. I want to, do whatever it takes to make money. Okay. Who were the people who landed in America, who founded America, who were a part of the original 13 colonies? Who were they fleeing for? Who were they fleeing from? They were fleeing from religious persecution. Where? In Europe. Yeah. They were fleeing from religious persecution in Europe. Who started the slave trade? Europe. I mean, come on. Come on, people. So those same nations now are coming back with more authoritarian flair. And so we cannot forget history. Germany. Hello? We cannot forget history. The United Kingdom, France. Come on. Come on. All of the blood that's on their hands, all of the dirt that is on their hands. Okay? Where did America get slavery from? They got slavery from Europe. Hello? We cannot forget these things, because we have a battle between freedom and authoritarianism. And unfortunately, the Bible says that authoritarianism is going to win out. The good thing is that Jesus is about to come back. I can't lie to you. I can't lie to you and tell you that the good guys are going to win this struggle on earth. But the good guys are going to win in the end. And that's when Jesus Christ comes back to defeat Satan and the people who are working with him to put people in captivity. Because who are you to tell anybody else how to live? Who are you to tell anybody else how to think? Who are you to tell anybody else what to do? That's Almighty God's job. And he's going to come back and he's going to set everything straight. And we need to be on his side. And that's what I'm doing this for, to let people know exactly what's going on so you can see it from a clear place. Because I don't got no biases. My only bias is the truth. My only bias is Jesus Christ. And he's God. And he's good. And that's what it's all about. Be blessed.